Welcome back to another Collingwood training session. So this is the only main training session before we take on the Hawks on Friday, and it was probably one of the most important training sessions so far this year with the amount of players that might be returning and that we could have a look at. As you can see, beautiful scenes at the AIA Centre. Was very, very cold. I think when I got there it was about 10, 11 degrees. But the boys looked absolutely fit, firing, and ready to go. So the players that we were looking at today, if they were going to play or not, was Moore, Schultz, and then you've got Pendlebury, Sidebottom, Bobby Hill, and all those players trained really well, and they were just out there giving it their everything. There were a couple of players that weren't out there. Tom Mitchell wasn't out there, surprisingly, after his stint in the VFL. Jordan De Goey was nowhere to be seen. Dan McStay and Ash Johnson participated in most of the drills, but then they did rehab. McStay's only 1 to 2 weeks away, so he could either play on King's birthday or give him the break and then return against St Kilda. But other than that, and then obviously Braden Maynard with that planter, but other than that, it was a full team out there from what I could see. As it's the only main training session outside, obviously they're doing training inside as well. It was really a lot of fundamental skills, and then towards the end was a bit of match sim, and then that goal kicking game that they sort of play right at the end. You can see Dan McStay here running, his knee heavily strapped, but he's running super fine. That was just a terrible, terrible kick. But he did most of this. Obviously, he didn't do the match sim, but it was just so heartening and warming of the heart to see him back out there, and even see AJ back out there as well. You'll see Lachie Schultz now, Bobby Hill right behind him. These guys, Bobby and Lachie, to have them back is going to be just second to none. Unfortunately, I don't know if Will Hayes gets another game with those returning players, but that's okay. He had a taste of the big time, which is nice. But Lachie Shaw was in pretty much career best form, or definitely from Collingwood career best form, and he's looking good. He's chomping at the bit. You can absolutely tell. And oh mate, it is going to be game on against the Hawks. 5 changes is absolutely nuts, but we love it. So you can see here just a lot of like handballs out from the back, working their way up the ground and then hitting a target a little bit down the line. A couple of 1-2s, and that's just Collingwood's bread and butter. Ash Johnson just getting in amongst it. Darcy Moore, was nice to see him training and doing match sim like body on body. So he has been training for the last few weeks, especially, since he did do that AC joint, he was training, but now he's doing body on body, which gives you confidence that, he's going to jump into that back line just like he never left it. One player that did impress me, and I spoke of him just a little bit earlier, was Will Hayes. He was just an excitement machine at training today, was getting in and amongst it, and just very creative. When he had the ball, he was trying to take off kicks, going down into the middle of the ground, so chopping out through that corridor. And he's going to be a player for the future. Obviously, we might not see him a lot this year, and that's just like any of the boys. Same with like Will Parker and these sort of guys. Might only play bits and pieces with the senior guys returning, but you just never know when you're going to get called upon. So you train like you play, and Will Hayes was training like he plays. Ned Long, another one, was just tackling everyone. Charlie West as well. Not a forgotten man, which I was just about to say. But, I reckon he does get a go really soon. Like how can you keep ignoring that VFL form? Maybe not against Hawthorn, maybe against Melbourne. So here's some more classic Collingwood, coming from the back line, down the wing, and through the centre. So this is where we're probably going to get Hawthorn, like just on our run. You saw what they did against Brisbane, and I'll talk about it more in my preview of the game. But Brisbane were able to just pressure them and then get them on the turn and on the counter attack, and Hawthorn just couldn't go with them. And that looks like why we're practicing these sort of like ground balls and just running and carrying, something that we know that we're good at. But Hawthorn are also good at it, so we just need to play them in that sort of tactical mind there. I know I say this all the time, and I even said it earlier in the video, you train like you play, but it's just so nice to see some of these training drills get pulled off in the game. Like, you see how close checking they get here, and the tackling and all that pressure and stuff, but then, bang, you get the ball out, you're free, and you're straight into the middle, and then you've got yourself a forward opportunity. And that's just something that we've been able to do for the last few years with Craig McRae, but something that we've just been getting better at this year. So Bobby Hill only returned to the squad today. He was still on leave up until yesterday for some personal family reasons. So we still wish him all the best. But Craig McRae said that he will be playing on the, well, I was going to say on the weekend, but it's on Friday night. So it was really nice just to see him out and about there. All the boys were sort of getting around him. And this is that final match sim / goal kicking game that I was talking about. Jamie Elliott kicked a few snags. Even Lachie Sullivan was sort of pushing forward and kicking a few as well.
If you're going to leave anyone, he'd not leave Hayes in for another game. If Allen played as good as second, do all those things.
But that is pretty much it for this training session. It went for a couple of hours, and then Flyer had his presser right at the end. It was really good to see. Let me know your thoughts. Who are your ins and outs for the game? Are you making close to half a dozen changes? Let me know down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.